Hello, welcome to the 13th house. Come on in, take your shoes off, make yourselves at home, get weird with me for a little bit. If you're new here, welcome to the weirdness. It's going to be exactly that. If you are returning, thank you so much for finding something here worth returning to. It truly means a lot. As always, your perception is your responsibility. Please use your discernment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Alrighty? And for my safety and yours, anything I say, do, what have you on this channel or any of the content therein is for entertainment purposes only. And so with that out of the way, let's just dive on in, shall we? Alright, so I've been picking up quite a bit, a lot about someone out there. You have been lied to about who you are, what you are, etc. since birth, okay? I was picking up on someone having said that a baby had died when they didn't. Okay, this could be you, maybe one of your parents, what have you. We're going to find out. We'll dig a little deeper. But the whole thing involves like a certain bloodline, okay? Secret societies, people who are, members of secret cults, what have you. And so it all goes in with that, something that they're trying to keep hush-hush and, trying to keep shit going in their favor. It's same old shit, right? Okay? But we'll dive in a little more, see what's going on. We have conflict, resolution, and emerging gifts and abilities. Let's get one more. I made this deck the other day just to have something to touch on, like, topics, like things to open up with, okay, to help keep things in a nice even flow. I think it'll help with the length of my videos. We're gonna see though. Let me get one more, please. Oh, and I'm going to do a video about using a witch's wheel. If any of you are interested in that, let me know in the comments, okay? It's like learning how to make sigils and whatnot for yourself and whatever. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so we have what is intentionally being withheld or hidden that needs to be known. And on the bottom, we have love, relationships that go beyond friendship or familial ties. Interesting. Let's see where it goes. Alright, so for this conflict resolution, is there a wee bit of conflict in your life right now? From what I've been picking up on the subconscious wave, there's quite a bit of conflict. It's a lot of growth that has been happening with people, and with that growth, of course, comes a whole new level of awareness. And isn't it funny how people always have a problem with you whenever you start to outgrow their bullshit? A lot of it that I've been picking up on is like romantic relationships and stuff with family. There's been a lot with, like I was saying, like family members not liking that, you're stepping into yourself and standing on your truth, and they don't like being called out on shit. Alright. With conflict resolution, we have disregarding rules, okay? So, something, of course, was done that not only went against, like, the laws of man, but like universal laws, spiritual laws, okay? If this is touching on the whole ordeal with the family that was trying to hide your birth, okay, your identity, the bloodline you're connected to, what have you, that is like high treason on a universal level, okay? We have emerging gifts and abilities, and this goes with also with what I was picking up on with that whole hidden child thing is whoever you are, you have a lot of gifts and abilities that they worked very hard throughout your childhood to keep hidden. They did a lot of work on your psyche and, everything in hopes that you would never tap into those gifts, and that if you ever figured them out, that you would see them as something being wrong with you than rather than something that you could actually use. Okay. We have political and moral imperfection. Or political, wow. Okay. So it could be something like when you think of political, has to do with like structures of power and influence and what have you. So the fact that I mispronounced that, it just could be that might be some of the reason that they tried to hide your existence. But anyway, physical and moral imperfections. Okay, so it could, your gifts and abilities could have something to do with what people see as imperfect physically or morally. Like, you could be someone who has like naturally very striking and exotic features, I'm getting, okay? And that could have led people to kind of respond to you in a way that was like immoral, like lustful or, you know, covetous, what have you. And so, you know, that could have been something that was used against you. People like your family, you know, when you went to them with complaints about the way somebody treated you, the way somebody saw you, perceived you, they put the blame on you. Okay? And then with what's intentionally being withheld or hidden from you that needs to be known, we have revelation. So something profound that was hidden coming to light, being made known. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, grandeur. Okay, so yeah. The fact that you were a pretty big fucking deal, okay? When I was tapping into that, that energy that's been humming beneath everything. It's like, there's this seat, this throne, okay, that belongs to you, that somebody else, like they said that you were dead, and somebody else was placed on that seat to inherit the position that was rightfully yours. Okay, it's a high position, not only like spiritual rank, but it also has to do with like, it ripples out like everything does into the earthly realm, what have you. So that whole grandeur thing doesn't surprise me that came out. Okay. And then for conflict resolution, disregarding of rules, we have athlete, seeker of vitality, exercise, life, strength, and speed. Exactly. With life being here, the basic disregard for one's right to exist as they are, okay, in their truth, intentionally keeping that truth from you. And it's really silly that they even thought that they could keep something like that from you, because something like that is embedded into your DNA, and like you've always known deep down, and that's part of, you know, what may have had you kind of fucked up throughout your life, is you've always felt this this knowing, this truth. And when you went to go try to talk to your family, or, you know, whoever is supposed to be that main person, parental figure in your life, to talk to them about it, they may have been like calling you crazy or what have you. It's just another way that they like to fuck with people. Like, if you know, you know. And then with your emerging gifts and abilities, with this physical and moral imperfections, we have musician, composer of harmony, creation, passion, soulful sound, and celebration. Okay, so one of your emerging gifts and abilities could be related to music, alright? And with this imperfection and stuff, that could be talking about like frequency. Okay, and when you break that down on like a quantum level or a subatomic level, okay, anything that's like the harmony is disrupted or whatever, and like you can even notice this with like, if you've ever messed with cymatics, like how frequency can create patterns and stuff in water or fluid. When there's a vibration is off, a perfect structure can start to look imperfect, you know. And with this creation and passion here, like you have an inherent gift because it's in your DNA to create, okay. And you carry a lot of passion. All right, and that could also be part of why you look the way that you look, is because it's a reflection of what you hold within you. You're very passionate. There's like, I'm getting like a lot of fiery energy, a lot of sacral energy, okay? And so anything related with like the root, the sacral chakras, typically people want to associate with that something as being immoral, okay? And they try to make it something bad before even people have a chance to fully understand what those energetic centers are for themselves, what they're to be used for, okay? And it could be about music, you know, if you want to think, because I was getting something yesterday about, like, instruments of God, like divine instruments, okay? Ooh, and this is showing up even on this here. This is the sigil for today. We have the lyre here, and that's an instrument of creation, and that's, you also might identify with being a starseed. Interesting. And this goes with ancient seeds and blood of stars. Okay, so you may have been someone that you know was taken from literally somewhere beyond this realm, this plane of existence. Okay, another world, another dimension, what have you. So this anything on this might resonate with you if you take a good look. I encoded it with several different languages and what have you. So anyway, that's interesting. All right, so you might be one of the divine instruments, okay, and part of that, you hold a significant place on that instrumental structure, if that makes sense. Like a string on a guitar, like if one of them isn't working and you try to play a certain song without that string, you're not going to get the right sound, okay? And then with what is intentionally being withheld or hidden from you that needs to be known, with revelation, we have hunter, stalker of prey, aim, strategies, pursuit, survival, okay? So what I'm getting with this is that you have been intentionally placed in the past, and even possibly even currently, okay? For each of you, it's going to be different for whoever it resonates with. But you could have been intentionally kept in a state of survival, okay? People using like that lack mentality to keep you in this loop of constantly striving, so you don't have energy to put into your creative endeavors, to put into exploring more of your gifts and abilities, okay? It could also be that you might be realizing that there's been something that's been pursuing you as well as something that's been hunting you. All right. Obviously, this is because of who you truly are, and hold on. Yeah, you could be someone who's a targeted individual. Okay, you could be gang stalked, and you're noticing that, and part of this revelation thing is that some of these confirmations are going to really connect dots deep within you. That's going to help you break through a barrier within yourself. I'm being told. Okay, and then on the bottom of the deck we have architect, weaver of blueprints, planning, design, supervision, construction. Okay, so you carry a very specific blueprint. I'm getting it's a very ancient blueprint. Oh. Yeah, and you... Wow. You, like, hold seeds, like, hold seeds of creation, like, that you can bring new worlds into being, and you have the ability to plant whatever into an energetic grid and it come forth into a whole world. Like, you can create worlds. You're a world builder. This makes sense why they are going out of their way to do all this. But see, I'm getting that whoever you are, before you even came here, you were already a part of something. You had been planning something. And your real family is needing you, okay? What the fuck? this is deep. But then again, you know, as the universe usually works, when something like this happens, the universe begins to shift variables so that anything that happens can ultimately be used for a greater good, okay? And so, you know, these arrogant people, or even the energy or the entity that is within them that's guiding them to do the things that they do, what in that arrogance, in that in them getting lost in how immersive this human experience is, they forget just how powerful the universe is, just how powerful you know, things that are so beyond what humanity has been made aware of, okay? But because of the origin of your soul, your spirit, you have an inherent understanding of this, and you have an inherent capacity to hold what's beyond typical understanding, okay? And that was imbued into your vessel the moment that your soul, your spirit, your essence was poured into it, okay? Wow. Alright, let's get a little bit more here. So with conflict resolution and disregarding of rules with athlete, seeker of vitality, exercise, life, strength, and speed. Alright, we have high honor. Alright. Yeah, they were messing with those who are in positions of high honor, you included. I'm getting something about they thought that they could interject one of theirs in your place because they wanted the life that was promised to you. And see, what I'm getting also is that a lot of these, the family and people who've been placed around you, the energy you carry, the essence you carry, holds a lot of vitality, life force. And so it was also an attempt to harvest off of you because, like, what I'm getting here is a scenario where, like, as you were growing up, people who would come into your life to be friends or people that you would end up in relationships with, you didn't know that this was set up for them to approach you. Like, someone had put them up to that. To step in and fill the role of friend, to fill the role of lover, what have you. And you would notice when you would come into those people's lives, their lives would get significantly better. They would end up getting good jobs, and after they got to where they wanted to be, they left you behind. It's because they were harvesting off of your energy, and the ones who were setting this into place got something out of that. That's sick. But it says that we're here with, like, conflict resolution, that this is going to be resolved. Like, this is coming to a close. All right, emerging gifts and abilities with physical and moral imperfections. With musician, composer of harmony, creation, passion, soulful sound, and celebration. All right, we have main male. Okay. Main male, okay. Alright, so you could be male, or it could be a significant male is going to be coming into your life, okay? And it could be, I'm getting that it could be someone who had usually been seen as like morally imperfect, like I'm getting it morally gray, okay? And one of your gifts and abilities, this person is going to be able to help you create, they're going to help you tap into that passion, okay? And there's something that you are going to create together. All right, and with celebration being here, like, there's going to be something that y'all are going to celebrate together. Okay, and this person might have some unusual physical features, I'm getting. Okay, because whoever they are, the essence they carry, the essence they hold is from wherever it is that you originated from beyond here. Okay, so there's someone who knows, I'm getting. Alright. Alright, so what is intentionally being withheld or hidden that needs to be known with revelation and hunter, seeker of prey, aim, strategy, pursuit, and survival? What is this hunter after this? What is this about? Okay. We have mature man. Okay. So this could be someone older. It could be like a grandparent, okay? You could be having the revelation that, this could either be someone who took part in keeping you hidden or someone who is connected to your true family, your biological family, because whoever you've been around, they aren't truly your biological family. I'm getting this person is either they're the one that sent the hunter, or because they have been watching and like feeling out, because it's no secret to this other dimension, this other plane, this other world, okay, where you were taken from, that you were taken. They're aware of it now, okay, so they know that somebody tried to, maybe that's why the conflict is being resolved, because it has been made known in this other world, this other place, that whoever was set in place to take your position is false. And so then they switched gears, and maybe that's what the hunter is. Maybe the hunter, we're gonna figure this out, because the hunter might actually be someone who, like a double agent, I'm getting, like someone who as they were looking for people who had the ability to stalk you, to track you, to keep an eye on you, to keep tabs on you, okay, this person was sent here to take on that job, to make it seem like they were in on this whole thing against you, but they have been giving information back to where you actually belong, okay, about your location and what's going on with you, what have you. And this mature man could be a grandfather, or maybe someone in a high area of influence in the place, in this other world where you belong. And maybe they're having this revelation. It could be them having this revelation, okay, that the hunter has actually found you, okay, and that could be who this main male is. It could be this hunter. All right, let me get something off to 2 on the fringe, please. That's pertinent surrounding the situation here. Just a couple to go on the fringe areas so we can see things that are happening surrounding this. Oh, 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 oh. I saw it. Alright, expectation. Alright, let's get one more. Distant horizon. So expecting something in the near future. On the bottom of the deck. Ooh, great fortune. Ooh. Yes. Okay, so they know where you are. It's a matter of coming to you. And I've been getting something about planetary alignments. Okay? And like something about this planetary alignment. Ooh, this is going along with it, because it's going to create an avenue, like a bridge, to where they can come through. Alright, because there's something about this planetary alignment that the whole thing of how you could have even been taken from this other dimension, this other world, this other place, this whatever, was the last time that the planets had aligned in a certain way. Okay? Let me get some of my drink real quick. Oh, yes, that's so good. Alright. Let's go. little details, shall we? Regarding this conflict resolution, disregarding of rules, high honor, athletes. Tell me about that, please. SOS. Distress. Act with urgency. Assistance needed. Okay, so, yeah. There's something that, in your nervous system, what have you, that has sent out an SOS to, okay. Okay. So the way that you, okay, so you could have recently, gone through something that was traumatic. Okay, something that set your nervous system off, and it's sent out like it's like a beacon, like it sent out an SOS to your family in this other realm, this other dimension, this other world, this other place. All right, and they immediately knew, like, holy shit, it's them. This is where they are, and like the hunter had already tried to let them know, okay? For whatever reason, they were doubting the hunter at first. But then they realized, like, no, this is them. And we need to act, we need to move quickly. Okay. Yeah. And that's how this conflict's going to be resolved, because this assistance that's needed is coming in, okay? We'll get more on that in a minute. Alright, emerging gifts and abilities, physical and moral imperfections, main male and musician, composer of harmony, creation, passion, soulful sound, and celebration. Okay, that's 2. Alright, I'll mention them, but I'm going to put them back. Alright, we have knocked up, pregnancy, expecting, mothering, and then we have ride or die, us against the world, a dedicated partnership. Okay. Oh. So this might be telling about, you know, how this whole thing kicked off. Your birth, your existence is a result of a forbidden union, okay? And so, this is the physical and moral imperfection thing, okay? So it could have been, this is crazy, I'm getting that they wanted to keep someone in a seat of influence that's like a male, right? Okay, and whatever this is, it has to do with contracts that oversee worlds, okay? And with the world that we're in, this current one, Earth, all right, you were due to inherit a seat of influence, of power, what have you, in regard to this world, this realm, all right? But they wanted to keep a male, for whatever reason. Those who dwell in this realm didn't like the idea that a daughter was going to be born. And so those from your realm, your world, what have you, they were going to be raising you up with the teaching, the knowing, what have you, of, you know, how to fulfill that role, okay? They didn't have a problem with you being female, all right? But it was the ones that were already here that were like, no, I don't want that. Whatever. And so that's when everything kicked off, and they switched you out, okay? But those who dwell on this earth saw the way that you came into being as something forbidden, okay? Because the way that things were in the world at that time, this is weird. It's like they were intentionally like wanting to stay in an imbalanced state. Us against the world. Okay, so your parents, okay, so it could have been that one of your parents was someone who already held a certain position here on Earth. And it was against, like, what those who were currently on Earth had seen as right, as acceptable, what have you, because whoever was from Earth that paired up with whoever is from where you're from, it was seen as forbidden. And so, not only that, but then your mother got pregnant with you, and they wanted to keep something in a male influence. Like, okay, and we have cuffing season, single and ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt. Okay, and so, oh no, that's gross. I'm getting something here about also, they were wanting to send in someone, someone who was connected to, the ones who had set this plan in motion to come in and, like, sweep you off your feet, because they knew they could harvest the energy off of you to keep things going on Earth. It would keep you beneath this male, for one, but also all of that creative force that you hold, this male could leech off of it and continue to build the design that the ones that had set this all into motion had been wanting all along. They wanted to use your emerging gifts and abilities in some really fucked up ways, while keeping you beneath this person that took your fucking place. That's fucked up. Oh, that's dirty as fuck. Oh, gross. Alright, what is intentionally being withheld or hidden that needs to be known? With Revelation, Hunter, and Mature Man. Okay, we have love bombing. Overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. Yep. So this could be something that triggered this SOS. Alright. This mature man may be having this revelation that, you know, that's why this person, this one that had been wrongly placed in your seat, in your position, okay, had been love bombing you. Everything that this hunter had been reporting back, you know, it was like, they're giving this a little bit, and this mature man is like, well, that doesn't sound bad, you know, this person tending to them, what have you, and this hunter is like, no, it's not like that. Like, this is, they would do some very foul things to you, and then call it love, and come back with all these things to try to make up for it, you know, to try to get you to forget what they had done. Alright, for the expectation, 2 came out. I'm going to put them back, but it was long haul and tiptoeing. So, in it to win it, long-term intentions, invested, avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. So, this expectation is alluding to finding out that someone, that this whole plan was, has been planned for a long time. Like, this was a long-term investment. They actively invested in creating this whole thing, and they were totally okay with keeping you in the dark about yourself and to letting this happen to you. Okay? And yeah, they're letting you know that you can expect this person to get caught, and to pay close attention to those who are acting shady around you, or you know, just seeming to be sneaky. Okay? Alright. 1 for expectation, please. Just 1. Alright, we have bye Felicia, peace and out, thank you next, leaving and not caring. So you can expect this person, like, as shit heats up, okay, they might just dip out. It could be like a big confirmation to you if this person just all of a sudden, like, what I'm getting here is like something little might happen, okay, and it seems like something's going in your favor, and then they just kind of snap, and they're just like, okay, I'm fucking done, I'm done, and they walk out and leave, okay? Or it could be you that finally is like, you know what, I was told about this. I can see where this is going. I see the bullshit that you're doing, and I'm out. Okay. Oh, it could also be alluding to that. You know, you could be quite literally being taken out of a situation. All right, distant horizons. Alright, we have long haul. Alright? So in it to win it, long-term intentions, invested. So what this is telling me is, just like on the other side, they had been invested in finding you, into looking for you, into setting the record straight, so that you can have the seat that belongs to you and the life that rightfully belongs to you, because there's so much more than just these aspects that I mentioned that go along with it. Okay, like I'm getting that, you know, there's land and a house and people that have been waiting a very long time to work with you, to teach you, to guide you on these emerging gifts and abilities, because as they continue to emerge, you hold like very powerful gifts and they need proper guidance. And this person that was, you know, going to exploit them for their benefit, like they were messing with a power that they don't even fully understand. Alright, so in the near future, you're going to see not only how those who had orchestrated this whole thing to keep you in the dark about yourself, but just how invested, like, those that are from, you know, where you came from, have been invested into finding you, and how invested the universe has been into shifting variables and everything, so that every act that was done against you can create avenues for the resolution to, what's the word I'm looking for? To be impactful, powerful, and to bring about something really good, really profound, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have karmic, third-party relationship lesson. Okay, so, you know, you've learned a lot through all of this, and that's part of, like I was saying with the universe, and how it's utilizing everything to be something that will benefit you as this resolves, because you have experienced so much. Like, you now know certain things that couldn't be taught, like how to identify you know, like really fucked up intentions without someone having to say a word, because you lived through it so many fucking times. You can identify things that people have been trying to keep in the dark, like that. Like, you can point it out straight up, like they can't hide it from you. And it's in learning those lessons that you gained that wisdom that's going to add to these emerging gifts and abilities. Alright, let's get a couple of these and I'm probably going to call it. So the main thing is, like, letting you know that, you know, the truth that you know deep within you isn't some, like, illusion of grandeur. It's not, it's based on something very real, okay? And it just happens to be something that, you know, most of humanity doesn't understand, and they don't have the capacity to understand it because they've yet to experience it. And any record of when these dealings between realms, worlds, what have you, was more commonplace, it's been so corrupt, and, like, evidence of it has been hidden and withheld, and even, like, but there's so many that hold the blueprint, that holds memory of these things. And so deep down, they know somewhere deep inside of them that this shit is real. And when you talk about it, a part of them, you know, recognizes it as truth. And whether they're brave enough to face that, you know, is a different, like, that's a whole nother thing. But most people will turn away from it in fear because it's so unfamiliar. But you know what you know for a reason, and you've held it for a reason. You're not fucking crazy. And, you know, your family is looking for you, and you're loved, and you're meant for more. And deep down inside, you've always known that there's so much more. You've always known. And it's okay to acknowledge that. They're just wanting to make sure that you know that, like, they've been seen. That the SOS you called out has been heard, okay? And, oh wait, there's two. Hold on. So we have shockingly different, being mocked, exploited for being different, judgment or criticism. Okay, that could go in with this physical and moral imperfections. Like I said, you might have very striking features, very exotic features, okay? And they could have been very critical of that, exploiting that for their benefit. And we have emotions out of control spilling onto others, unstable emotional sabotage, emotional outbursts to disrupt the peace of all. Okay, so this could be talking about, like, this person, like, expect this person to, like, that's what's going to lead to them, like, just basically just walking out. And what it is like, after all this love bombing and shit, it's intended to try to cause emotional sabotage within you, so that your nervous system is going to be so overwhelmed that your only focus is going to be chasing after this person. But that's their own delusion. Okay, that's not how you actually feel about that person. That's their own arrogance and like false projection of how they think you're going to respond. And we have third party weight, teamwork, but there's one person carrying all the weight. And we have, like, the main character. This would be you. The main character's person. Okay, that would be this person that's, you know, pulling the bullshit with you. And then you have this third person, okay, that is on top of this main male creature person, okay, because the reason they're doing all of this is it's the agenda of someone above them, okay? This is some weird puppet master like shit. Alright, we have an epiphany amidst darkness, right? A revelation. Darkness to better see the light. Near-death experience. Working with darkness to get a better or new understanding. And darkness is what's motivating a solution, okay? This is what also I was saying about the person that might be coming in, okay, to help you through this, okay? That whole morally gray thing, alright? It may be someone, that you find out may have a reputation for, you know, being very different. They might have unusual physical features that are unfamiliar to what others are used to seeing, okay? And people might see this person or interpret this person as being very dark, okay? And they do have dark energy, but dark energy isn't something bad. Because the energy that it puts off is balanced. It's self-aware, okay? So darkness and, you know, in the light of awareness, is paradoxical as that might sound, can work toward the highest good, okay? But you know this. You know this. I'm just reiterating here. You know how darkness interacts with the light. You understand this. Okay, so the fruit of your labor, the focus of your purpose, nourishment of your own soul, what holds the core of your being. Okay, so this also talks about, with this physical aspect of it, is how your body reflects the essence of you within, okay? There's no hiding what you are. Like, it's pretty evident that there's something powerful in you, whether it be the way that you command attention by drawing people's eye, you know, to you, whether it be the way that you walk, a physical feature you have. You might have, I'm getting, like, very striking eyes, or, the way that you speak is very powerful, okay? And with like the fruit of your labor, like you're going to see that everything that you've gone through has been for something, and that this whole time, like all this work that you've put into yourself to ensure that there's something in you that refuses to stop, that refuses to say that I'm going to cave to this because it's just too much. You're like, no, I have to keep going. I have to keep going. Okay. And that's like I said, what holds the core of your being. That's that part of you that that can't be touched. That's that part of you that knows the truth, that has been helping you through all of this so you can take your proper seat because the time is coming, you know? You might associate with like Lyrian, what have you. That might resonate. Or Octurian, Draconian, I'm also getting. That one fell. It's soul ties, unraveling soul ties, entanglement, and attachment. And right here it has this woman, and this guy's got his feet up on the table, and he's like, his feet are holding her. His feet are holding the yarn that she's spooling around his feet. Anyway. Alright, so this could have to do with, quantum entanglement. Like, as far as they thought that they could take you away just because it was a world away, a dimension away, that your soul, your being, your essence couldn't reach who it needed to. But, the laws of entanglement, like, the one you're connected to is immediately impacted by whatever you experience, you know? And so, you might be noticing that certain things that you feel and what have you are connected to the one that you're entangled with. And it may not be something that you yourself are feeling. Like, I'm being told to tell you that your thoughts may not be your own at this time. Okay, so it's important to ensure that, not that you hold on to your thoughts and like overanalyze them, but just be aware of, whether or not they're in alignment with what you know to be you, okay? And I'm getting here that that's also something that had been used. Is like the power of compulsion, of compelling another, okay, to step into that inner microphone for something to speak to so that it can speak inside your mind, inside your head, and, kind of influence you and sway you this way or that regarding any situation, what have you. And then there goes my cards, exactly. To overwhelm, to bombard, and then goes the click of the can, got it knocked back. Something was making itself known. There's a lot at once. This pile of cards suddenly slamming down, and then you had a knock for confirmation there. Alright, so that it's letting you know that, yeah. If you've felt like you get overstimulated real easy, like, you get too much of an influx of information at once and your mind starts to scramble, take a minute. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and ground yourself, and listen to your heart at that time. Not anything in your head, but your heart, and it will always pull you back to your own center, okay? Because those false voices can't reach into the heart space. There's no access to you. Alright, let's get a couple more, please. Please stop throwing the cards. Alright, so these came out piled up. Oh, we have yes that's decided to sit there, so I'm going to take that one. Okay. So you're going to be getting like, you have like a burning question in your soul at this time. I'm getting that this is your answer. Like you have a question weighing heavily on you? The answer to that question is yes. Alright. And then we have shadow self, shadow realm, needing to integrate. Okay, so there's a repressed aspect of your shadow that's needing to integrate. Okay, that could be this dark energy that that's picking up on and mentioning. Okay, that morally gray type individual that I mentioned. It could be that this is beyond just like internal integration. This is like integrating into the physical. Okay, because they're aware of your location. They're aware of where you are. And then we have cutting through lies, truth, setting free from web of lies, disengaging from false narratives and beliefs. Exactly. Just talking about with, you know, that what was set in place prior that was overseeing the earth and everything had these, had like a whole system built on a false narrative, okay, that made your very existence something forbidden by their laws, by their perception, by their beliefs, okay? That doesn't mean that it's true. I got this tried to come out. The crucible spell work, transforming one thing into a different state, wood to ash, water to steam, etc. Combining ingredients in information elements to make a familiar thing in a holding place for transformation. Okay. That could be something relevant that, like I was talking about, like you hold siege, you hold something, okay, and whoever's coming in, whatever it is that their energy holds, okay, as it combines with yours, you're like this crucible, okay, and it's going to impact the way what you hold is brought forth into this plane of existence, okay. It's like having an exotic flower and then having a gardener suddenly come in that knows exactly how to care for that flower so it can finally bloom, kind of thing. That's a weird analogy. Alright, so that might make sense to someone. If it comes up, it comes out. Alright? It's not always gonna make sense. But it'll make sense to someone. Alright, and then we have light waiting in darkness. Okay. So something, information, a truth, something that has been held, waiting just for you in darkness, okay? So it could be something like, I was talking about this individual holds like a lot of dark energy, a lot of shadowy type energy, okay? There could be a truth in them waiting for your confirmation, okay? It could kick off something, like when y'all stand face to face, it could kick off something just in that moment, that happening. That's actually really beautiful when you think about it. Alright, with Bye Felicia, expectation and Bye Felicia, I'm just getting something with that. We had two that came out. Okay, so close with the shadow side, seen as an equal by what others find to be scary, monstrous, predatory, etc. A shadow guide, loving that which is typically feared, and healing shadow. And then smelling, pertaining to the nose or sense of smell. The center of the face, smelly, good or bad, like something can be smelly in a good way or smelly in a bad way. A sensitivity to smell or following the scent. Okay, that, ooh, this person could be out, like, bye, Felicia, bye, I'm out. Because they're aware that this shadowy someone that you are already familiar with, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm getting, like, inside, you know what this is, you know who it is. And whoever it is that's been, like, dictating this shit so far, they're aware that this presence has caught on, like, Like, you think of a hunting dog that, like, locks on something scent, okay? That's this. They know that that presence has caught on to their scent and that they're coming. And so they're wanting to try to dip out so they don't have to face this when it arrives, okay? Because it's fucking pissed, of course. What a fucking coward. Think they're strong and tough enough to, you know, pull all this bullshit, and then whenever... Typical though, right? And for this distant horizons and long haul... Oh gosh, that's 3. Okay. I'm being told to take them, so that's what I'm going to do. We have emotional nourishment, the holy grail, fulfilling gesture, emotional satisfaction, ability to hold emotions, ready to receive. This investment, this long-term investment, okay, like you've been able to hold this over this whole period of time, okay. Help arriving exactly when and how you need it. A helping hand, giving selflessly, relief, altruism, accepting the help you need, or asking for help. And then we have chested empathy. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, you've had the ability to hold everything together up to this point, alright? But, it's just like with that crucible thing I was talking about, you know, sometimes that pressure can build up to a degree and it becomes very hard to hold. And that whole thing of, like, what's sent out in SOS, okay? So this, wanting you to know that very soon, help is going to arrive exactly when and how you need it. You're going to get this relief, okay? And this is letting you know that when that help arrives, and you feel that pull to accept it, go ahead and accept it. Don't fight it, because I'm getting that you'll know when it arrives. Like, there's something about the way this is going to arrive that it's going to be undeniable, because how you've been manipulated and everything up to this point is already considered, okay? So they're going to know how to approach you with this, alright? And then here we've got survival, persistence, blooming against the odds. Oh, it's weird because it's another flower reference. I got that strange thing about, like, anyway. Alluring energy that can be addictive, okay? This could have to do with that essence of yours that I was talking about, like people getting addicted, okay? Harder to handle than it seems, okay? So your energy might be harder to handle than people first think, okay? You hold a very powerful essence, but the one that's meant to hold it, this cup, okay, is like coming in, and we have opiate here, so it's like you're someone's, oh god, not the Twilight references, god dang, you're like my own personal form of heroin. Oh, that's too funny. Alright. Oh, that's great. Okay, so, yeah, like you have this addictive energy. Oh! Okay. You have this addictive essence, this way about you, but this person, whatever's coming in can handle that. They were made for it. Okay? And there's something about the way that, you know, the balance that you two have together and interacting and everything, it's like a perfect balance. It's like a perpetual type of energy source, okay, to fuel whatever is going to be coming into being. The way that either this world is going to transform or the world that, you know, y'all are going to be making is going to come out. There's like a perpetual source of energy that just comes from the way that you and this other interact with each other. Okay? Well then, that's that. I think I'm going to call it here. Alright? I hope this helps who it's meant for and that it finds the right person. Until next time, bye!